Today's model is a really cool, actually, it's kind of a two-part model. The units are very, very simple. You're going to be so surprised at the units. So this is a modular um, uh, model, and it's by Robert Neal. And this is a really cool 6-piece. He calls it an ornament, which is kind of cool. So you can see if you have it out of 6 different colors, it's really cool. You can have a beautiful ornament for the holidays. Make a couple of different ones, string them up. That you could just kind of feed the thread through the middle there, or attach it however way you want to do it. This way, get a couple of different sizes is kind of a cool thing. If you're bold enough to make them really small, you can make earrings, which is kind of cool. But it's a pretty sturdy, structure. And it is based on the balloon base. And all this month I'm doing models on the balloon base. And believe it or not, this is 6 balloon bases put together. The trick here is actually the assembly of this thing. And that's what I would like you guys to, hopefully I can show you a really easy way to put this thing together. Once you get it, it's a piece of cake, and it's awesome. When I was making this model for this class, I came up with a variation. So that's going to be our bonus model. So I had requested that you have 6 sheets for this model here. If you can grab another 6 sheets for the bonus model, we'll try to do that as well. But we can certainly take this one apart and then do the variation, and it's just kind of a cool thing. So anyway, it is 10:01. We're going to go ahead and get started. So hopefully you have your 6 sheets of paper, your creasing tool, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to change cameras. So now we have our 6 sheets of paper, and just standard origami paper is great for this. And I had requested 6 different colors because that's going to be really important when you put this thing together. Okay, you want to be able to see your sides and make sure that you're tucking in the correct one at the right time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make our balloon bases. And let's see, let's go ahead and make, let's do it the pre-crease method. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we can just kind of do one start to finish, and then the other 4 or the other 5 pieces. Actually, you know what? Let's do all of them at the same time, because that way everybody finishes at the same time, and that seems to be the best way to go for the modular units. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn all your sheets upside down on the back side, so you have the back side facing, and let's go ahead and fold both triangles. Okay, so we're folding both triangles on the back side of the paper. Unfold. Okay, and then just go ahead and put that aside. Do all of your other ones. Fold both triangles. Unfold. So again, the back side of the paper is face up, and we are folding our preliminary bases. Excuse me, our balloon bases. I'm still stuck on last month. Okay. And just go ahead and put those aside. So we're doing both balloon bases, or both diagonals. I'm so relaxed here at home. I have to keep on track here. Okay. And the final one. If you just joined us, we are folding 6 sheets, pre-creasing 6 sheets for our balloon base. So we've taken, with the back side of the paper face up, you're going to fold it both ways, the triangle both ways. Okay. Feel free to use your creasing tool after that, although at the end we'll use the creasing tool to make sure our balloon bases are nice and crisp. And I'll wait another minute until everybody's on board. And meanwhile, I am going to finish the variation discovery, which is totally cool. One thing about modulars, usually the units are pretty basic, and so there's a lot of room to create and discover. And I invite you to do the same for this model here. And we're going to go ahead and do the next step. Let's turn all of them over to the other side, and we're going to fold both rectangles. So fold one rectangle, open it, rotate, fold the other rectangle. And then after you do that, open it up, push up from the middle, it pops up like this. And then bring everything together and make your balloon base. Okay. And then you can take your creasing tool and run around the whole thing. Okay. So that's one. So again, color side face up. You fold both rectangles. And again, try to make these, accuracy is key for modulars. So make sure these are really accurate folds. After you do both of your rectangles, open it up, push up from the center, and gather your paper together, and you have your balloon base. Balloon base number 2. Take my second one, fold both rectangles, open it up, push up from the bottom, behind, in the middle, gather the paper together, and you've got your balloon base. I like doing this pre-crease method for this particular model because I had shown doing balloon base 2 ways, the squash fold method as well as pre-crease method. I find this pre-crease method is very, very accurate. The squash fold method can be a little bit dicey and not as accurate. So that's why we're doing this pre-crease method. This is also good to, anytime you do the balloon base, this is, you always try to find the way to make it as accurate as possible for the purposes of this modular. Open it up, push up from the back, collapse. You guys got this now. Push up from the back. All right. Guess what? We're done with the folding. Now, this is the tricky part, is the assembly. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with 4 units. And make sure that you've got use your creasing tool all the way around. Make sure that they're nice and sharp. Okay. And if you would like to go grab some paper clips, that's fine. I don't think you're going to need it. But we're going to go ahead and put this thing together. This is so awesome. Okay, each balloon base should be split in, you should have 4 flaps, 2 on either side, right? Okay, so make sure that your balloon bases are even. What we're going to do is actually have these opened up and even like this. So go ahead, and if you can take your 4 pieces, and let's go ahead and pop them open so that they're even like this. You've got 4 stars. What you want to do is we're going to put the assembly is the same when you do any kind of modular, which is a series of tabs and pockets. So you have to understand which tab and which pocket work together. You've got 4 potential tabs, 4 potential pockets on each model. But it's really easy to just keep in mind when you look at one side, you've got 2 triangles here, right? So you're only going to be concerned about the one on the right here. Okay, so I'm going to take my pink one. Take one of your units and take a second unit. And what we're going to do is first start this triangle here is going to be your first pocket, okay? Your unit here, the one on the left, is going to be your tab, okay? So if you watch this, we're going to turn it this way so that this point goes into this pocket. Okay, you see that? And push it in all the way until it looks like this. You have another flat back here and then 2 on the left. Okay, just hold that in place. If you want to put a paper clip on there, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to rotate this. Okay, I haven't let go of that flap. Now what we're going to do is, you see this flap that's sticking out here. Okay, this is going to be our next pocket. Okay, it's all on the left if you notice, right? There's that triangle there. So here, so grab your next unit. I'm grabbing a yellow one. And we're going to take, again, it's going this way. So the flat edge of the triangles always face in the middle of the model, okay, if that helps. So you've got this unit. Now this will slide into that pocket, okay? So it looks like this. Now, this pink tab is actually going to go inside the yellow pocket, because what you want to do is to have 3 different colors on one side like this. I hope that wasn't too confusing. So if you can get 3 different colors like that, that's what you want. And that's going to guide you as you put this thing together. You want to look for 3 different colors. Okay, so hopefully everybody has that. So now what I'm going to do is, let's rotate it. I'm going to rotate it to the left, and here's my next triad that I'm going to be working on. This green one is going to stay this color. Let's grab the next one. I'm grabbing my purple one here. And again, you want to now create 3 different colors on this side, right? So this is one color here. This green is going to work into this pocket here. And then this flap will go inside the yellow. So the key is your 3 different, making sure that it's 3 different colors like that. Okay. Then you're going to rotate, do one more. Here's my next unit. So I've got 2 colors here already, which means I'm going to take this unit, and this is going to go inside this pocket here. And then this purple is going to go inside the red. Okay.
So
Then if you flip it upside down, now you've got 4 flaps here on the bottom, right? You want to match, you want to assemble it so that with the same principle of seeing the 3 different colors, okay? So I'm going to take my final piece, let's slide it into this pocket here, the pink one, and then I'm going to slide the red flap into the blue. There's my 3 colors there. And just rotate and work. Now, you know, your unit here, you want to make sure it's split so that it's a star like this, right? Here's that blue one. And then you could see what you need to do on the next one. That means this yellow flap goes into the blue here. And the final flap should be pretty much the one on this blue should fit right into that last pocket. And then once you have this, push the whole thing together and it will be, just keep pushing it together. Push, push, push. And it'll fit really nicely. Like this. Yes.
So we start with our balloon bases again?
We are going to start with balloon bases. So you can go ahead and start folding 6 balloon bases for the variation. I'm going to tighten mine up here. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. Once I see this, it's just, you know, I love that. As a creator, it's always good to, well, at least what I do is really pay attention to basics. And that's a great way to structure a model. So once I rediscovered this model, I said, oh, okay, let's see what we can come up with some variations. So that's where this came from, which is really cool. It makes kind of a cool pattern here on the triad. So go ahead and fold, if you haven't done so already, 6 balloon bases, please. Now, in spite of what I say about accuracy, one quick way to do this is to fold 2 bases at a time. Or if you're very accurate, you can fold 3 at a time, which is what I'm doing. Make sure your paper is lined up. You do both triangles. And then both rectangles. Separate it out. And collapse. And then make sure you use your creasing tool to make sure they're nice and flat. This is going to make a smaller model because we're doing, the variation is going to come on the 4 corners, creating a smaller water bomb base, balloon base. So if you've got the creases nice and tight like this, that's great, because those creases will end up being reversed after we do this. So now we're going to go and I'm going to show you the unit. So let's put these guys aside, grab one. I'm going to grab this guy here and we're going to unfold it and turn it over to the back side of the paper. So the white side should be face up. And what we're going to do is fold 4 corners to the middle. Now, when I've shown this technique, I recommend folding 2 opposite points to the center first, and then the other 2, because it really does make it accurate. When you bring this up, you want to go up to, but not across the center point or those side creases. So again, do 2 opposite points first, and then the following 2. That makes it very accurate. You can use your creasing tool here. And then now the next step is really easy. You're going to take those 4 points in the middle. Let's take one. And you see that line that's down your fold line here? All you're doing is taking this point and bringing it right to the bottom where that center crease meets. So it looks like that. So just go ahead and rotate and fold all 4 points out to the part where this fold line meets the bottom edge. Sure, I'm accurate there. Creasing tool all the way around. And then we're going to recreate our balloon base from this side. So if you gather those points, and you see what I'm doing here is I'm bringing it together, it'll collapse into your balloon base like that. Okay. And then this one, you want to reinforce the crease that's in the middle. So what I do is I flatten it here, use the creasing tool through the middle and around, and then do the do-si-do and get to your other 2 layers, and then use your creasing tool. We want to reinforce that center crease there so you have a nice crisp point. And that's the unit. Isn't it so cool? All right, ready to put this thing together? Same principle applies. We're going to work counterclockwise, like I was mentioning. Okay, so I'm going to start with these 2. So this is my primary piece here, the black and white one. And here's my orange piece. And again, you want to be mindful of making sure that the flat, okay, so the flat part of the triangle, that always faces the center of the model, whether it's this way or this way. So we have the first piece. Here's our triangle. Here's our 2 flaps. Here's our second piece. We are going to treat the one on the right as the pocket, and then the one on the left of your joining piece as your tab. So the left goes into the right, slide it in all the way, and then we get a third piece because we want to build that first triad here. So I'm going to get my third piece, and you can make sure that you kind of set it up so that you've got kind of like a triangle going already like this. Okay, so again, the assembly is so if you take this and rotate it, this is the pocket. Your next model is the tab that goes into that pocket, and then the tab on the left goes into this pocket. It's the same sequence, and then push it together so that you have your first triad here. If you push it in all the way, that'll kind of lock it and help you as you assemble the rest of it. Okay, so hopefully you have this. You've got 3 different colors, right? Like that. And then let's just rotate to the right. So this tab goes over. Remember, we have to make our triad, so that was my mistake here. So now this one goes over, and then this one goes inside. Yeah, I think it flips around in sequence, so yeah, that's right. Okay, so you have that. And then you have the final triad, which is this main one that's sticking out here is the pocket. So we're going to slide our fourth piece inside, and then this one tucks in here. So find all those, make your triads, right? Push it together. And then this final one, this tab goes inside this one. They actually overlap, right? Everything overlaps on each triad overlaps the joining one. Okay, push everything together so that you have a nice tight point. And then flip it to the bottom so you have your 4 remaining points, and then complete your triad. So here we're going to put this unit over and then inside. And then swing it over to the next side. Make sure that the final piece is open like a star so that you can identify the points where it needs to happen. And then it's just a matter now of fitting the tabs into the pockets, creating your various triads. And you've got an extra, because you have an extra flap on the outside, you may find it a little bit, sometimes when you're putting the flaps in, it may get caught on the triangle that was the last step that we here, but it shouldn't if you've got it tucked into the pocket, but just make sure that it doesn't get caught on that flap. And then push everything together. Doesn't that look really complex? And it's just adding a different, just 2 more details on the units. And just keep pushing that thing tight. Anyway, so that is today's class. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic modular. So cool. The name of this piece, it's just called an ornament by Robert Neal. And I believe his name is spelled with an E at the end, and I misspelled him, so sorry about that. And then this is my variation. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Be safe,
All right, thank you.
please. Wear
See
your
you next
masks.
time.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care. See you next week.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you.